to another amazing day at fmtraining.tv. We're here. It's Friday. We're wrapping up the week with Christian Schmitz, who has been wonderful to come back 2 days in a row. He's been here many more times than that, but he is currently here discussing a really cool concept, which is basically submitting information from PDFs into FileMaker. So that will be very interesting and very entertaining. DynaPDF has a variety of PDF functions, and the MBS plugin works with those to create some really interesting stuff. Speaking of which, let's talk about the live stream schedule. Woo! Okay, so today we're doing PDF Forms with submit button for Adobe Reader. Monday will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday should be the last 3 days for Nick's series on existing file, basically taking one of our watchers' files and renovating it live, which has been very interesting. Thursday will be an open Q&A for beginner intermediate developers, and then Friday will be bulk record creation in FileMaker with Jonathan Ray. So, if you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. We have our FM training annual subscription bundles. It's a lot of words in a row. Seriously though, there's 3 options. All of them are great if you're a beginning or intermediate developer, or even advanced. It depends on what you know and what you don't. For example, we've got stuff on Server, Go, Pro. We talk about a lot of it. Also, since we're discussing this, you should go here and get this plugin. There is a free version to download, but I highly recommend shelling out the money and buying it. It's not that expensive. It does a lot. The 7,100 functions are not a joke, and we have had Christian Schmitz on many, many, many times, and I still feel like we're only like brushing the surface of what this plugin can do for you. So seriously, this is fantastic. Please pick this up. It's great. It helps support him for coming on for free. We don't pay him to do this. He just pops on and does it. We appreciate it. It's a lot of time that he has to give us to do this. So with that being said, I think I'll turn it over to Christian himself. Christian, what are we doing today?
Hello. So I think a few live streams ago, we talked about this feature that you can have forms in a PDF document where people can fill in values, you send a customer PDF, they can fill it out, they can send it back to you, you can read the values with our plugin. And then we talked about if it would be possible to have a submit button in the PDF directly. And then I looked through the documentation for DynaPDF and saw that we have that. And I just needed to add it to the plugin. So as with many functions in the plugin, we have them because someone asked for them. So if you need something, please ask. If a lot of people need it, we may add it. So version 13.3 got new functions like here, create submit action. So that's something I added for this live stream to happen today. So with DynaPDF, we have functions to create buttons. We have functions to create fields. We now got a function to create a submit action. So a button can have an action, and we can define, well, what the action does. A couple of flags, not defined currently. So you can make a submit button, and then you can add fields to the button. So you put them together. And then you can also define where the upload is going to, and we will see that in the script. So if you download the plugins, you get a folder like this with plugin files, examples, documentation. And in the examples folder, there's a DynaPDF folder. And there's a form folder. And I already tried here a little bit. So this is the normal form example. This example, well, first create template. It creates here this dummy PDF. So this is created by a script. I think we talked about that before.
We did, but it can't hurt to briefly recap.
Yeah. So let's see what we do. We have a form PDF. That's this one here. So this is the template someone created, maybe with Word, Pages, whatever. Someone created this form page. And then we have a script here to create text fields on the layout. So we import the existing PDF, we edit page 1, we set here some parameters, set field back color, set field border color. I think we just put them in so you actually see the fields very clearly. But you can, of course, customize them and, for example, define the line width here. And that's for creating the fields automatically. Of course, someone can go and can lay out the perfect PDF for you with all the form fields you need. But if you have a need to create, let's say, hundreds of different PDFs with different fields showing up, you can automate this with the plugin. We got a custom function here to create a text field. And the clever thing here is this function uses find text. So going back to the PDF, you see there is a text first name here. And we look for this text, then get the result, which is the coordinates for this text piece. And then we create a text field at those coordinates. Here we have to do a little bit math. So let's see, create text field as parameters. So we have a field name, parent, there's no parent here, but multi-line, max length, here 200 characters is the length, and there's a position, and here we use for the positioning, and for the high we use the coordinates we found. So we know where the text box is basically found, the Y position, and we know where the text box for the label ends, so we can position our text field next to it. And also we set here a style for the field, but you can change that if you need. And the idea is we can then create all the fields. And here we also have a hidden field. So a field can be, well, created, filled with text, and then we can mark it as a hidden field, as a read-only field, also as an invisible field, and a no-view field. I'm not sure why Adobe created 3 flags to basically hide it.
About to ask, you know what the differences are?
Yeah, this hides it, and this makes it invisible. And this says it's not drawn. Yeah. It's probably some historic thing. Okay, we close the page, we open the file, and then we get a form like this. And here you can just type something, and you can save it. Oh, I just changed the template. Let me make a new one. Then we got here the example code to export a record with the template. So we can save our current record here with the current values. And the record ID here, this UID, is put into the invisible field, so you don't see it, but it's still there. And then the user can change something, like, let's say this is not Peter, this is maybe Richard and Miller. And then save the PDF. We can import it, and we get the new name into a new record. So let me briefly show that. So to export, we use here plugin functions to pick a location, where we put the record ID as a suggested file name in. Then we get the path, and we open our template, import the pages, open the output path, and then here we just change all the fields, and we reference the fields by name, and just put in field name, value, name, value, name, value. And when we close our DynaPDF thing, the file is closed, and so the export is written. Now we can import the values, or again, a file dialog to get a path. Then we open the PDF file, import it, and then query all the field values again. Just query the fields by name, your first name, and we ask for the value. You could also ask for other things, like the position or the flags or whatever. And then we get all the values back. And this example doesn't do the matching. Oh, that's here the update from PDF. So the update script will ask the PDF for the ID value, so it can find the record to match the ID, and then update the values here. And I think a few customers are doing this to send a PDF to customers. They can fix their record and send it back so they can import it without needing a website with WebDirect to give the user a way to edit the records.
Much cleaner and easier to understand.
Yeah, also for something like a survey, you could do it offline like this. Okay, so the next thing was we want to get the submit button. So I got an enhanced script here to create a template PDF as buttons. Again, you could create this PDF with Acrobat, of course. You could do it manually and put all the options in, but then, well, we are doing it here with the plugin, so we can automate it and make every customer their own PDF. So let's see. The top code here is the same. So we create all the fields, and now we create a button. So let's see, a button, this function. A button has a name, so there's an internal name where we can reference a button. It has a caption, that's the text shown. It can be in a group field, like also the text fields. They can be grouped together, which may be important if you want to have a certain tab order. Like you may want to group left buttons and right buttons so they can tab in the same group. Then you have coordinates, and I just see, oh, this should say button. Yeah, too much copy and paste here.
For later.
So let's see. You can change a couple of things, like here, field color, field text color, line width. You can change it. You can also give the button a picture, like add button image. And a button can have several actions. So there is a mouse up, mouse down. So you can give it different actions to run when you click, or if you move the mouse over it and then leave, or if the button gets focus, or, well, the focus moves away. Well, that's a blur here. And
that's cool.
So you create a button. We create an action, so we have a reset button to clear the form, or well, bring it back to the original text. So we create a reset action, and then we marry both. So we add the action to the object, and the object is a field. It gets an on mouse up action, and so on mouse up, it runs the reset action for the reset button. The next thing is a submit button, which has internal name submit, and label is also submit. It's positioned a little bit below. And in this case, we create a submit action. And the submit action has a few options we can set. So we have here the option to say, to send a PDF, and here we have the option to send XML. And there's also XML here. So include no val fields, I think that's to leave away empty fields. Otherwise, we can put here an URL. And I think I got a sample PHP form on the website, which we can use later to actually receive the data. So we create a submit button and a submit XML button. And then we also create an email button. For the email, we put in the URL with a mail to handler and then whatever email address you want. So, and then when we have finished all those buttons for the template, we can run it. And now we have a template with buttons.
Real quick, we got questions. So, 2 questions. The ID returned is still saved in the document. So would it be possible to retrieve that information? Question mark.
Yeah, we write the IDE in the hidden field here. And then when we update from the PDF, we actually read the ID back so we can find the matching record.
Follow-up question. Is there any form of XSS security mechanism? Not sure if that's an issue with FileMaker and or spam protection, or would you have to implement that on your own?
No, I'm wondering what he's asking about there.
Maybe on the return email?
Well, basically, this is just a link, and when you click the button, it triggers the link. So you would have to have a script which can take a lot of hits and then filter out, the spam. So yeah, it's possible that someone will trigger your script 1,000 times a day.
XSS is cross-site attack, so to check whether or not the data is really coming from the PDF.
Well, if you submit with the flag PDF, you actually get the PDF. So technically, someone could just write a little command line with curl to just upload the PDF to your address, and then you can't distinguish it much from Acrobat. Maybe you would see the headers, but those could be faked anyway.
There you go, Andy. Does that answer your question? It checks the PDF, not only the link. Yeah.
Yeah, so we put a link here, and Acrobat Reader then can use this link to send in the data. And of course, someone could just fake it and send you 1,000 PDFs to see if your server breaks. Okay, now we come to a big downside of all this. I'm using here Apple Previews application, and none of the buttons work, except the Reset one. That works.
That's
but
still cool.
Apple didn't implement submit buttons. So this is a feature you can only use if you fill the form with Acrobat Reader on Mac or Windows.
So the form would have to be made on your end using Acrobat Reader?
No, you have to fill it and click the button.
Ah, okay.
We will do that later. Okay, so we got the action. And next step would be to show you this little script here. Font size 18, yeah.
Looks good.
So this is a little test PHP script I made to check if things can work. So let's see. So this is a PHP script, but you can use whatever language you prefer. We use a header. So my website has a caching system. So websites are cached, and I have to disable caching here by setting the maximum age to 0. Then data may be gzip compressed. So we have to tell PHP to decompress compressed data. Then we ask the PHP to read the input. So you get the URL is triggered with a post request, and you get the PDF or the XML as the body of the request. And this is one of the ways in PHP to get the data. We also get a content type in the headers. So we can check either it's application PDF or it's here application, and then here XML, form, data, file, or whatever. And so either we use the file extension PDF or XML, or anything unknown would be a .dat file. Then I have a forms folder there, and I just create a new file there, put in the time and the file extension. So you could, of course, do here data API, send it to FileMaker, do maybe some logic on your own. But I just write them to a folder here. So, and I sent myself a little email that I got it. And I love to send myself emails from PHP scripts because while they run, things happen. And that's also here the unhandled exception. I have a code to catch exceptions and send me an email if one of my scripts fails. And when the upload is completed, we output here a little special answer for Acrobat Reader. And this is something I picked out of another example. Probably could look it up in the documentation for Adobe Reader, how to format your answer. And this is basically form data in a binary format. So basically like a PDF document. And we just output here status, which can then be shown in Adobe Reader. So I said this form is public. Technically, people knowing the address could spam me there. But okay, so we have the form. So I look on my website.
Don't know if this is a silly question. Could I convert a PDF to an image?
Yes, of course. And a PDF render page. There's a render page function. You tell it the page index, resolution, width, height of the drawing area if you want. Can be 0 to use a page width. And so here you get back a container value and you can show it in a container.
There you go, David.
And if you want, you can also use our PDF kit or Windows PDF functions to do the same. So we have the form, we have the, what's the next thing to do would maybe to use the button. So let's here export a record. Okay, yeah, it has values, it has submit button. So I switch to Windows because I have a Adobe Reader installed here. And now I can say here, submit. Yeah. Now, first connect to the internet. And let's press a button. So it asks me if I want to connect to your domain. Oh, yeah. So it asks if you like it. And I just saw I have to recreate it with my domain. So going back. So, yeah, of course, you have to put in your domain. So for me, example script here. So put it back, put it in. So we run, we export. Here. So so my little test windows here, and it's sending Adobe. So sending, receiving. Send something. Okay. Let's also try the submit button. Also worked. Okay, let's go back to here, the FTP application. Refresh, and there we have 2 files. So
this is incredibly cool.
So let's see, this is XML. And this is the uploaded PDF. Oh, I didn't change the values. So, okay. So you see we have an XML with a format we could pass. So you see XFT and fields and field, and then there's a name and the attribute, and there's a value. Oh, actually, let me format this. It's hard to read. So we have XML, and we have here colorize. Ah, there it is. Okay. So here you see the XML. So we have field, and there's a value inside. And so you could just get the values. Like, let's see, watch plus. So let's say you would like to get MBS, XML, get path value, The XML is here one of the fields. Let's say this is xfdf. xfdf.fields.field. Oh no, I would pick the first one, dot value, and this would give me the tower route. Or the other thing maybe is to use a query. And now you need a query. Let me just go to the documentation and copy something nice. Let's say, yeah, something like this. Looks fantastic. Oops, want to see something. So, but we also need namespaces, I think. Oh, now I can't copy it. So we need a namespace. Maybe, okay. Let's just see. So get everything. Let's say we got here. Now we need a namespace. I hate namespaces. Didn't I have a parameter for this? So I have some parameter here, 8. Remove all namespaces. Next. So look for all field nodes, and inside is a value node. And now I have all the values here. So you can do XML queries as you need. Let's see, we want to get here name as address. So we need a query here. Field name as, let's say, city. So, and here we can ask for the text. So you could have XML queries to find whatever field you need and get back the value. So just as an example.
That's very cool. Then you could yank all the information right back out that way if you wanted to.
I mean, it's just we did PDF, but it's handy to have 40 XML functions.
And all the cool stuff that could do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and you can get the PDF as values or the XML. Let me just change the values here so you see it's live, and let's say Richard 2, Miller 2. Submit again. If you click submit email, it will ask you which email application to use. This is just a quick test Windows, which doesn't have much setup. So let's do a refresh here.
There they are.
And we got some new files, and so Richard 2, Miller 2, yeah, and one of the XML, is it?
Richard 2,
Miller
Miller
2, yeah, Miller 2. So.
And there's the ID if you need
Yeah, the ID.
Mm-hmm.
I usually use UIDs, and I don't give the real record ID. I usually do for this type make a new ID, and then I write a record and remember this ID belongs to the real ID, so I can include a timestamp, and I can actually clean up this after a year, maybe. Let's say this form is never coming back.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you don't want to give your real record IDs to the outside world.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea. So it's a much better way of handling it.
Yeah, and the record ID may change if you have to export your database and import into a clone. Things like the order may change. So you can, of course, get all the this example with the scripts and the PHP file with the MBS plugin download. I think the form was missing in the last release. I put it in now, so in the next release it's included, but you can just email me if you miss an example file. Or let me just import it here. So.
Oh, yeah.
This No, this is not here, the other one. So you see Richard 2, it formed the record.
Seriously.
Yeah, this is something like if you create a new customer record, you could send an email to the customer with his data and then say, if you have corrections, please change and send back the form, or just click the submit button and
makes everything so much easier, or like signatures or whatever.
yeah, we could add a signature field if you like.
That might be fun.
So let's see. So I have a template and yeah, there's some room. Let's say a signature field. I go to the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're Margaret and you like to do that. So you go to DynaPDF and you search for signature and you find functions like here, create sig field. That's a signature field. So the field needs a name, a parent, position, and let's see, do we have a line here? Yeah, something like this here. What's this? Why? It's somewhere on the page. So let's see. Put it in. Yeah. Let's run it and see where it ends up. Oh, here. Looks a little bit small. Yeah, 12 pixels is not the correct height. Do we have coordinates? Up, so let's say we put it more on the bottom. Let's make just 200 everything. Run it again. What does it look like? Yeah, it's a big box. Save. Let's just see. We just got a big box. So what's wrong? Oh, we set. I think we set a few things here. Let me create it first here. Let's see what this looks like. Now it's a white box. So let's drop it here. So yeah, it's a little bit strange that it just shows us a box. Oh, open with a coupon. Now it's a signature box. So this configure now, yeah. Can I just make one? Yeah, just test. Oh, there's my queue. Test. Yeah, looks perfect. Template 2. So I just digitally signed it. And I can't type test. Okay, so let's go to a signature box, which we could change in the appearance a little bit if you want. But yeah, let's try again. So now we export the data. Here, Richard 3. Let's see. Again, let me just sign this. Now, submit by XML. Submit the PDF. Go back to my FTP client. Just connection. There we are. So download this to the desktop. There you see, digital signed. And let's see what the XML looks like. Okay, so if you get the XML, the signature is not transferred and you just get empty field. But if you get the PDF, you have the signature inside.
Sorry, I muted myself. I said since you can like transfer signatures back by PDF, if you like theoretically dropped pictures into a PDF for some reason and submitted it back, could the PDF yank the data and drop it into container fields?
If you have a PDF with pictures, you can extract them with the DynaPDF functions.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
If there is, let me see, you can have a form field with, so you can have a form field with a picture, that's add button image.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, get field. So we have a lot of get field functions to get values out of a field.
Mm-hmm.
So you can query the field for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if you can actually get the picture back.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know what the use case was, but I was curious.
Get field. On the other list, the question would be, does it appear in the, maybe an annotation? So I don't think you can read a picture there. Must be a picture in the PDF.
Huh, interesting.
But we would see. I mean, we could check if by adding a picture to a PDF, if it would appear in the picture list.
Can't hurt to try.
Okay, so do you mean as an annotation here? Can I add a picture?
Yeah,
Add
sure.
a comment, highlight selected text, or freehand. Add content image. Yeah, it wants me to sell Acrobat.
Never mind.
Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe we can come back to that in the next live stream.
No, it was just a question that occurred to me since we've been yanking all the other data. I was curious if it could yank images.
We have it here. I mean, so I can draw something. I could add the button thing. Let's see. And a picture. So let's see. I could. What could I do? I could make a container field picture. So, and I need a picture. Let's say we take some random picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now we would, this is all live. Do more unplanned things. No, this was all I want. So we have the signature field. So now we want to create the picture. So the picture would be a button. So we create, let's call it image. Now label, it needs a positioning. Where would I position it? So we have, it's our image button. So there's not a picture I put on the PDF content.
Mm-hmm.
I put it explicit into a form field, and here add button image. Let's see. So this needs a file path, but we also have an x2 function which takes the image as a container.
Got it.
Okay, let's try it. So we need $PDF. We need our field, which is our image button. We need a button state. Let's see, up, down. Let's say up. Our caption, let's keep it empty. We need image is our picture. So let's run it.
See what happens.
See what happens. Oh, there's a button
hey.
I can click. And yeah.
There you go.
I could use a different button for, you see, for up. So I could call this function twice.
Mm-hmm.
For up, down. Yeah, like, let me just change the button. So picture 2. So what could we do?
Write something on it, I guess.
Idea. Huh? So we got a second picture. I have to go back to FileMaker, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where's my second picture there? And so at button 2, down, so. And of course, this button can have an action, so you could use it for something useful. So, get on it, nose. Okay.
Rudolph.
Now let's say we take this PDF back to my little windows here.
Mm-hmm.
If I open this with Acrobat, and now your question was if I can change the picture. No, I can click it.
Mm-hmm.
I can just change it. Technically, PDFs can also have attachments.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, I can show you the function here. So DynaPDF, we have add functions. And we certainly have something like attach file container here, where you can actually add files which are then merged within the PDF.
Interesting.
As a kind of attachment. And I would expect that here somewhere we have a button to basically export something like this. Not sure if you find it here. Oh, let me maybe just attach a picture. So easy. So just duplicate a line here. $PDF. Fix the container. See, this is all live, and we need a file name. Yeah, we need a file name. Okay, let's say this is here. MBS JPEG, description. What a cute monkey. And compress, well, I don't care. So we run it. We got a new PDF here. And of course, we don't see it here, but now let's see what Acrobat Reader says. Place. Open this. So where could I find this? Is there a dialog to see what's here? Attachment. Oh, here.
There it is.
Oh, there's description text here.
Oh, that's nifty.
So open attachment. And here, paint. Maybe. There it is. So you can embed files in a PDF and just whatever files you like a FileMaker database if you want.
Yeah. Very interesting format. Now, this is all really cool.
Search, yeah. So there is no button here to add a new file, I think. Would be nice for the other way. You could just add an attachment. Okay, and now if you think about buying it, you would look on our table here and see, well, you need a light license.
Oh.
Because with a light version, let's see the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You can, first you can import PDF files, so you can actually load something. And then here create interactive forms. That's what you need.
Oh, hey, that's cool though. That's not, I don't know how expensive the light version is. It's not like you need the heavy
$450, I think.
Well, that's about the price of most software.
500 something $. I don't know what.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I certainly don't know. But so yeah, if you want to do this, people, you got to get MonkeyBread and then pick up a DynaPDF light license, and then you can do all
at least a light license. Yeah.
All sorts of fun submission stuff to your heart's content. Seriously, if you've got any ideas for live stream, send it to support@RC Consulting. If you have any requests for Christian Schmitz, but hey, can the MBS plugin do this? Send him an email. I believe it's support@monkeybread.de, or am I wrong?
Well, nowadays you can choose between DE or com.
Hey, there you go.
It's the same mailbox.
So, feel free to see a Christian email there. And then also, if you're like, hey, I really like to do this in the MonkeyBread plug, I know it can, but I'd like a guide, then please let him know. We always love having him on, and God knows there's a lot to talk about. Thank you, Christian, opening up a whole new approach to use of PDFs. Yep. And with that, I think I'll sign us off. So, thank you everybody for coming.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!